Hello, it's Adria. We're back for another workout. Today's gonna be a 30-minute ab workout, ab and core. We're gonna have a little bit of Tabata in between. So right in the middle of the workout, 5 minutes of Tabata to get your heart rate up, jumpstart your metabolism, get your body working. So let's go ahead. All you need today is your body, maybe a mat, a soft surface, because we're gonna be on the floor a little bit. So let's start warming up with a high knee run. We're gonna pull those knees up and pump those arms. You can take it up. If we get our heart rate up right now, you'll burn a few calories. It's always a good thing. So getting those knees up, start thinking about your core, activating your core in every single move that we do today. We've got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna do a walkout plank. I'm gonna reach for my toes, walk my hands out into that plank, pike up, and walk my hands back to my feet. Go ahead and get started with that move also. This is a nice dynamic stretch in the back of my leg, my calves and my hamstrings, as well as I'm warming up my arms, my core, getting ready to work. 3, 2, 1, come all the way down, all fours on hands and knees. We're gonna contract the abs, round the spine, relax and arch. It's called a cat-cow. Go ahead and get started. Make this as big as possible. You're warming up your back here. Your back is gonna go through a lot of flexion during this ab workout as we're training those abdominal muscles, the muscles on the front side of your body. So it's good to get some movement through those vertebrae before we get started. 3, 2, 1, back on those feet. Again, let's do high run. High knees. Running those knees. Pump your arms. Functional movement pattern here. We're over halfway. 9 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, walk out into that plank. Make sure those abs are working as we get to the bottom of that plank. The last section of our workout today is gonna be a whole plank sequence. You're gonna be spending a lot of time in plank, so you might as well get really comfortable with it. Let's do one more here. Good, now drop those knees down. We have cat-cow. So round the back and arch. Good, round and arch. One more after this. Big round and big arch. Good, all right. Lay down on that mat. The first move is called, well, we're gonna be in a dead bug position. This here is a dead bug position. When your hands are over your shoulders, your knees are over your hips. You wanna push that belly button down so you're almost creating a C, a rounded back. Keep that rounded back. If your legs were to go out, you're keeping your back rounded and instead of arching that back up, all right? So let's keep those arms up. We're gonna alternate those legs. One goes out and back in, and then the other. So keep that C in your back. Go ahead and get started with this movement as soon as you feel comfortable. So I'm pushing, as my leg goes out, I'm pushing my belly button down to try to pull my tailbone up and keep that C look in my spine. All right, one more. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna keep those legs the same and add the arm. So opposite leg and opposite arm will go. It will look like this. All right, you go ahead and get started. Right arm goes with the left leg goes with the right arm. It's a little bit of a brain workout. Keep pushing that belly button down, keeping that C look to your spine, pulling up your tailbone. It's a little bit different than what we normally say. When you're in a squat position or deadlift, you never want to see spine. But in this position, you're really working those abs, so that's what we're going for. All right, relax those legs. We're gonna push the legs into the hands as hard as you possibly can. All right, let's go. Push those knees into the hands. This is an isometric hold. This move, you're gonna get out of what you put in. So if you kind of just sit here, you know, not really pushing, you're not gonna get much out of it. But if you push those knees into your hands as hard as you can, if you really look, you see I am shaking right now. I am pushing my mid back down as hard as I can. A few more seconds, 3, 2, 1, good, relax. The next move, you're gonna heels down, curl that tailbone up, lower abs are working, and we're gonna march those feet. All right, you go in 3, 2, 1, go. As we march those feet, keep the hips level. So don't let one hip dip down as the other knee is going up. Use your lower abs to pull that knee up. Weights in your heel, that's gonna work your backside, your glutes, the muscles that help support your back. 3, 2, 1, good. 10 seconds rest here, and we're gonna repeat that sequence 2 more times. So remember that dead bug position, knees over the hips, hands over the shoulders. We're gonna start legs only. So legs only, we're kicking that leg out, keeping that C look to your spine, pulling your tailbone up. So you're pulling that tailbone up off the mat even as your leg goes out. So there's little tweaks in the movement that can take this from not very challenging to very challenging. So even if you've been working your abs for a long time, you might be able to do leg raises really easily. But to add that pulling the tailbone up makes it a lot more challenging. Let's do one more. Good. We're gonna add those arms this time with those legs. Let's go. In 3, 2, 1. Dead bug here. This is really working your core. It's also working your brain. Push that mid back down. I'm telling myself just as much as I'm telling you guys, because I gotta remind myself to keep that tailbone pulled up. That's gonna work my lower abs. A lot of us forget how to use those lower abs. As we get older, we stop using them so much. Good, relax. We're gonna push those knees against your hand next. In 3, 2, 1, push those knees against your hands. If you've had any kind of surgery to your abdominal area, abdomen, then those muscles really need to be worked because you might have absolutely forgotten how to use those muscles, like a C-section, anything like that. We start protecting that area that's been injured. 3, 2, 1, good, relax. And then we forget how to use that muscle when we've been protecting that area for a while. So we've got those marches up next in 3, 2, 1, let's march. I put my hands right here on my hips just to be a mental reminder to not let one hip dip as my knee comes up. If I had a level on my hips, I would want that level to stay leveled. We've got a few more seconds. Squeeze your butt in this position. Activate your lower abs. Keep that tailbone curled up. Don't let your back arch here. Good, relax. We're gonna do those 4 moves one more time through, and then we'll get into our Tabata section. All right, dead bug, legs only. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Leg comes out, bring it back in. Good. Curl that tailbone up, even as the leg goes out. Don't forget to breathe through that position. Try not to lose your core stability as you're breathing. You don't want it to look like this. If you can see my back arching up, that's not working your lower abs. All right, we're gonna add the arms with this next time. Take a little rest, give you 10 seconds rest. We're gonna go dead bug with the arms in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Adding those arms. got about 12 more seconds. Keep pushing that mid back down. Good. All right, next up, 10 seconds rest. And then we're gonna push those knees into your hands as hard as you can in 3, 2, 1. Push those knees, pull that tailbone up. Really push as hard as you can. I hope you're shaking like I am. Lower abs are working. Isometric hold here. If you want to slow down time, you do a challenging isometric hold. We've got 8 more seconds. Push, 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 push. Good, that's time. Relax. Last up before our Tabata section is those glute marches. So curl your tailbone up. Lost my headband. And we're gonna march those feet. March. This doesn't have to be super fast. You're strengthening your backside here along with those lower abs, your accessory muscles. Weights in those heels. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, go ahead, grab behind those legs, roll on up. Grab a drink if you need it. We have our Tabata section. It's gonna be 5 minutes long. The reason I threw Tabata into our core routine is if we get that Tabata, we get that heart rate up, your heart rate spike, it's really going to speed up your metabolism and help slim you out in that midsection. All right, so the first move of the Tabata is gonna be mummy kicks. The leg goes out, arms are kicking as the legs goes out. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So your abs are engaged as you're kicking those legs. You don't have to hop if you don't wanna hop. If you're not hopping, bring that leg up a little bit higher. Arms are up too. We're doing 20 seconds of work with a 10-second rest. Rest here. We're gonna do each move 2 times for a total of a minute. 5 different moves, that equals 5 minutes of Tabata. All right, mummy kicks in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the goal of this Tabata is to spike your heart rate. So the quicker you go, the bigger you make the movement, the higher you're gonna get that heart rate. 3, 2, 1, good, rest. We got a twist. So we're gonna twist, twist. You can sink low if you want to, or you can stay up high. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Twist. So we're twisting that core, sinking into our legs to get that heart rate up a little bit higher. You don't have to hop if you don't want. If you don't hop, make that move a little bit bigger to get your heart rate up. 3, 2, 1, 10-second rest. And we'll repeat that, those twists. You should hopefully have your heart rate up a little bit by now. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you're hopping, make sure you're sitting down into your heels, keeping your back tall. We don't want a C-spine here. We want a tall spine here. 3, 2, 1, rest. We're gonna be in that plank position for this next move with a mountain climber, driving that knee right up to your elbows. 3, 2, 1, let's go. In this position, make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. You don't want to be way back like this. If your elbows are right by your eyes, you need to scoot forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good, rest. We have one more round of those mountain climbers. So rest here. Go again in 3, 2, 1, mountain climbers. You take this at your own pace too. You don't have to run those legs, you can step them. Three, 2, 1. Good, next move. Arms are gonna be out to the side, and we're gonna bring those knees up. You can run with it, or just march with it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the arms being out to the side makes it harder. You're working your shoulders here, and you're also working those abs, so pull your knees up. If you're marching, make sure that knee comes up real high. All right, 3, 2, 1, rest. One more round of that. Remember, you can grab a drink at any point during this. You can always pause me and come back. 3, 2, 1. If you want more Tabata, you can repeat this 5-minute section to get 10 minutes of Tabata, or even 15 minutes. It's customizable to how much time you have, what your goals are, and what you want to do. Good, rest. Okay, next up, we've got a pendulum. So with this, one leg is coming out and then the other. All right, you can step with it or you can hop with it. Let's go. So you're working your core with this because you're balancing on that one leg, the other leg's coming out. Your arms can do whatever you want. You can put them up over your head, makes it a little harder. Out like a scarecrow. All right, rest. You can do a functional movement pattern with those arms, whatever you want works. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm gonna do my arms up. This makes it a little more challenging that way. Don't think too much about the arms though, because really, they're just there. A little extra challenge and a little fun. It's not rocket science. All right, 3, 2, 1. Good. You made it through the Tabata section. We've got our plank section next, and then you'll be done. We'll stretch, and you'll be done with your 30-minute core, okay? So the first move of that plank section, we have a side plank hip tap. I'm gonna be on my right elbow. That right hip is gonna tap the floor and come up. Tap and come up. All right, we're gonna start in about 6 seconds. You can do it with feet stacked, staggered, or that top leg come out front like a kickstand. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Or if you wanna make that move even harder, you star that top leg. That's extra spicy right there. We're doing each of these moves for 30 seconds, and we'll have 10 seconds in between. All right, 10 more seconds here, and then you'll get a 10-second rest. This move is great for those obliques, great for that support of your back. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're gonna be on both elbows, and we're gonna make a rainbow with those hips. Tap one hip and then the other, all right? Going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. With this, don't sink into your shoulders. Use your elbows to push the floor away to keep your body up and your shoulder in a good position. Three, 2, 1. Good, we got the left side plank hip taps, all right? Going in 3, 2, 1. Left side. You did this already on the right side. You're just evening it out with the left side. I kind of like my hand behind my head. That helps me keep my shoulders stacked. Sometimes people bring that shoulder forward instead of keeping them stacked. 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. The last move, we're gonna come into a high plank. It's a tiny movement. You might not be able to see it from the camera, but you're gonna curl that tailbone under and then neutral spine. Crunch. So let's get started. 3, 2, 1. It's a little tiny crunch. If you think of your abs like being a rubber band, they're shortening here and then going back to neutral. Shortening and neutral. So you don't want to arch when that neutral spine, you don't want to arch like this. You want to just come crunch to neutral. It's a teeny tiny movement. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds rest. We're going to do those exercises 2 more times. Right side down, we've got the right side plank, hip, tap. Let's go. That is really difficult for me to get out today. A lot of words. Right side, plank, hip, tap. All right. Inhale as that hip goes down, and exhale as it goes up. And it's kind of like a slower count on the way down and a power count on the way up. 3, 2, 1. Good. 10 seconds rest. We're gonna come onto your elbows with that rainbow plank. All right? Elbows, you can always do this from your knee too, or 1 foot, 1 knee, if you're kind of transitioning. All right? Or do it on your toes. You can also do it with a wide base. That wide base will help give you support and stability also. Three, 2, 1. Good. Left side down. We've got the left side plank, hip, taps. All right, going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Seconds. If you do have back pain, this is really good to help strengthen that back. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to be in the high plank. High plank with the crunch now. Shortening those abs. Going in 3, 2, 1. Crunch those abs and release. It's almost like you might even pike up just a little bit. Your shoulders are right over your wrists. You're in a good position. If your wrists are hurting, rotate your hands to the side wall. That takes some pressure off your wrist and will make it more comfortable. You can also come up onto your fingertips a little bit or even your fists. All right, come down, let's rest. We've got one more time through this section before we stretch. Right side down in 3, 2, 1. Side plank, hip tap. The thing that's cool about planks is working your core, yes, also working your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your butt, your legs. The plank really works all the accessory muscles, getting the most out of your movement. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to be in that low plank, making the rainbow with your hips. You got a few more seconds. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now this doesn't have to be fast. When you're working your core, you want to make sure you have control through the movement. Going faster in this move is not necessarily going to make it more challenging. You want to make sure that you can go slow and controlled and make it a smooth movement. 3, 2, 1. Good. Left side down. We've got the left side plank hip tap. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's tap. I like doing things for shorter periods of time and doing more rounds than doing longer periods of time with less rounds because I'm able to give it more. I'm able to take less breaks through that short period of time, like 30 seconds. You can tell yourself mentally, I can get through 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. High plank. We've got those crunches in that high plank. This is our last move of our workout. Then we're going to be into the stretch. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's crunch. I'm focusing in on my lower abs in this position. I'm trying to pull those low abs up towards my belly button. Now I'm feeling it You might not be able to see it from where you're sitting because it's not a big movement, but it's effective. If you think about those low muscles and you think about firing them and holding that squeeze and then releasing, you'll really feel it. All right, go ahead and come down. We're done with that. Let's stretch out that abdomen. Come down into Sphinx. I'm gonna straighten out my mat here. So we're gonna come onto our elbows in Sphinx position, shoulders away from the ears, pushing those hips into the floor, slowing your breathing down. 30 minutes of core work. Your back will thank you later. All right, let's kick one leg up to our butt. Push that hip down. This is a quad stretch, but you're also getting into those hip flexors and the lower abs on that side. Also good for your back to get it into that extended position after we just spent a lot of that 30 minutes in flexion, working our front side. So anytime you spend a lot of time in flexion, you want to spend time in extension also. All right, let's go ahead and switch legs. So flexion is any time that your back looks like a C. So if you're sitting in a chair or sitting in the car, those movements, you are in flexion. So if you spend a lot of time sitting during work or sitting in the car, you definitely need to take time intentionally each day to get your back into extension, to keep your spine healthy and strong and moving like it should move. All right, let's release that leg. Hands come right by your rib cage, and we're gonna push all the way up into up dog. Look up in this position. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your butt. We're gonna come down and then push back up into up dog 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's take it into child's pose. So sit that butt into your heels. Walk those hands out as much as you can. And stretch out your shoulders here, your low back. Enjoy that stretch. Deep breathing. And slowly come back to all fours. Curl those toes under, walk your hands to your feet. Roll it all the way up. Give me a few big shoulder rolls. Great job, you just conquered 30 minutes of core work, a little bit of Tabata in there. I hope you feel great. I hope to see you back here for another workout soon. See ya. About 30 seconds, Palmer. Few more seconds.